NBA Youngboy lawyer says, hold up, government. That whole entire arrest was illegal. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, the police that arrested NBA Youngboy was full of shenanigans. Okay. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna play a clip from our favorite Instagram lawyer for workers, and after he says what he has to say, we're gonna disseminate some information. Then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I think about that information and just about this particular situation in general.
NBA Youngboy update. His lawyers filed a motion asking the judge to throw out all the evidence that the cops have against him. His lawyers argue that the evidence was obtained illegally in violation of Youngboy's constitutional rights when the cops searched him without probable cause. Did the cops have probable cause to search him? According to defense attorneys, hell nah. The cops were arguing that a reliable source called 911 and said there's gang activity going on, people are brandishing firearms, they're trespassing. Defense attorneys say no. A woman called, it was a neighbor, she knows Youngboy, she knows Youngboy was outside his house, she was concerned about all the activity, but she didn't say nothing about no gang activity, she didn't say nothing about no brandishing firearms. Second point the attorneys make, when the first cop came on the scene, he had his body cam on, he didn't wait for backup, he didn't wait for a second police car, he didn't have his gun drawn, he calmly walked up, he started talking to them. Now, if you had probable cause to believe that two violent gangs were brandishing firearms and engaging in violence, would you as a single police officer casually walk up to them waiting for backup? No. And if you didn't do that, then did you really have probable cause to believe that criminal activity was afoot? No. You could easily argue that this kid was in front of his grandfather's house with legal guns and his friends. If the judge grants this motion, evidence gets thrown out, Youngboy's out.
First, I want to be extremely transparent and clear on this. I want to be clear on this. What I believe happened was the individual that called the police or alerted the authorities to whatever was going on, I 100% believe that this was more of a situation as of this was a person who is probably elderly, a little bit older. They see kids in the yard and they just have a thing where they call the police. They probably intended on calling the police on NBA Youngboy, but just to, how older people sometimes think, whenever there's a group of young people, we just need to have the police around because we feel more safe. That could have been that situation. It could have just only had been that. Anyway, so just so we could be clear, what is being said now in court by NBA Youngboy's attorneys is that the individual that called the police did not call the police under the same for the reasons in which why they're basically put on the affidavit, put on the indictment. Basically what they're saying is that that the person that called in said that there was a group of gangs. There was some gang members outside. It looked like something was about to happen. Therefore, the police was dispatched. Turned out that's not what they said. All they basically said was that there was some people outside, or maybe they was a little uncomfortable, or whatever the case was. The initial police officer that comes up has a body cam on and talking to everybody pretty averagely, the way it was said by lawyers for workers. They were having a pretty normal average conversation. It wasn't no reason for there to be an alarm. Now, with that also being said, one of the things that I want us to pay attention to is the way that the indictment, basically the way that it was written, them saying that there was two gangs, leaves reason to believe that the first lady, the lady that initially called, that's what she was saying. The fact that a police officer just walked up and spoke with them and there was no situation going on is proof that before the police came to arrest NBA Youngboy, they already knew that there was no gang violence going down. That's one. The another thing, something else I wanted to speak on this was 9 times out of 10, the person that called in, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody instructed them to do such a thing. Well, you know, if he ever comes back in the neighborhood, y'all should probably call the police because you never know what's going to happen when these rappers are around. Because apparently that was NBA Youngboy's house. I don't know whose house it was, just so we can be clear. I don't know whose house it was. Maybe it was his house, his old house. I have no idea. But apparently she knew him, or the person that made the telephone call, they knew who NBA Youngboy was, apparently. So there could have been some recognition there, and then maybe she was told to call the police the next time she sees him. So that's what they did. And then the police, for whatever the reasons were that they decided, you know, they wrote up the arrest sheet the way that they wrote it up. With that also being said, just so we can be clear on something, they're now holding NBA Youngboy, and also just so we can be clear, he was arrested in California. California was all the way letting him go. They gave him the bond or the bail or whatever the point is that I'm trying to make. And what I'm trying to say is that they probably also looked into this case. And that's probably why they didn't immediately say, well, you was already on bond or bail in a separate situation. So, you know, we don't feel comfortable giving you any now. I mean, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure certain things are court records, and it wouldn't be hard for them to look through court records and find things out. With that being said, also, it wouldn't be surprising if when they were speaking to his lawyer, when they was busy debating on trying to negotiate the bail, the bond, it wouldn't be surprised if their lawyer made a couple of things knowledgeable that was obviously able to be researched. And then that allowed for the judge to say, you know what, we're not going to hit him with all his bags. We're just going to make the bail $10K. So with that being said, I want to know what you guys think about this. Because if what they're saying is correct, like, do NBA Youngboy plan on taking any type of legal action against the authorities? Because I think that there needs to be, now once again, I want to be clear on this. I'm not speaking about whenever the police pull you over and you're like, oh man, if you pull me over, I'm gonna sue your ass. What I'm saying is that when evidence is so obviously, how do you say, misrepresented, especially when a witness is so, or complaining witness on top of that, is so misrepresented, shouldn't the people who are purposely misrepresenting this individual be held accountable? I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I'm assuming that if these people are held accountable, a lot of this wouldn't keep happening. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, let me know what y'all guys think about this. Free NBA Youngboy. Whatever the heck was going on, it's not going on no more. And also, hopefully NBA Youngboy's brother gets better. Somebody from his camp was just recently shot, so let's hope they get better, they recover from their injuries. With that being said, leave it down in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out. Gorilla Edibles. And hey, don't forget the milk.
my mind. That's why I keep that pound. When I'm on that grind, I be on my grind. It be on my mind. That's why I keep that pound. When I'm on that grind.
I get it and go, call that a fast break. Young cash cow and all I eat is steak. The pill game been booming, you fuck boys late. Your whole team ribs touching, you the only one ain't. You hang around some real niggas, you the only one ain't. If I fuck with you, my word good as the bank.
Damn, if I knew 2 days ago what I knew right now, I wouldn't even be in this shit.